Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I heard you guys loud and clear because if you didn't already see by the title, we're doing a little comparison video today. This was one of the most asked questions that I've gotten since I started reviewing the facial self-tanners. And that was people asking me which one I liked better, the Isle of Paradise or the TANOLOGIST face drops, because these two are both amazing and I don't really know which one I like more. So we are testing that out today. Your questions are all being answered in this video. Make sure to stay tuned throughout the whole thing to see kind of what ends up being my favorite, what's darker, all that good stuff. Before I get into that whole process, please make sure to give this a huge thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure to subscribe if you love anything that has to do with tanning, makeup, or fashion, because we cover all of those things on this channel, so subscribe. But if you want to see my little comparison between the Isle of Paradise and TANOLOGIST face drops, then stay tuned for the rest of the video. Alright guys, let's get started. Also, sorry if my face is looking a little crazy. I'm breaking out and I'm just like red all over the place. It's a disaster, but that is okay because we're doing something really exciting. So like I said before, we are comparing the Isle of Paradise and the TANOLOGIST face drops to see kind of which one I prefer. So both, I think these two are probably my favorites of the facial self-tanners that I've tried, just because these two specifically give me the most color that I've noticed out of all of them. They're both clean products, and I love the fact that they're drops and you mix them in with your moisturizer, because you're giving yourself a tan, but you're still keeping your skin moisturized. I know with some of the other ones, like the waters or like the pads that I've used, there's not really much moisture to them. So I personally don't put on any other products after I apply those, so my skin's just kind of dry throughout the night, and then in the morning I'll kind of rehydrate myself. But with this, you're adding it into your moisturizer, so it just makes it a lot easier and your skin doesn't feel super dry and tight. That's why I really like both of those. I honestly, as of right now, before doing half and half on my face, I don't know which one I like more because both of them are amazing, and I feel like I've been reaching for both a pretty much equal amount of times. It's just whatever I grabbed for first. But I've noticed that when I'm not wearing a new facial tanner, like when I'm not trying something new, I'm always grabbing for one of these. I haven't really grabbed for any of my other ones that I've tried as much as I have these two. So you guys were right to be asking about these specific ones, and we're answering your questions in this video. So the first thing I want to compare is price. So the Isle of Paradise you can get at Sephora, I believe, for $29. And then the TANOLOGIST ones you could get at like Ulta or Target for $19. So there's about a $10 difference. But they both have the exact same amount inside. Don't let the size of the actual bottles fool you, because they're both the same size. I love the droppers on both. I love the fact that they're both glass. I love the packaging on both. So I don't really know, as far as those things go, which one I prefer, but it mainly just comes down to applying one to one half of my face and then one to the other half of my face. Full disclosure, I don't know if we're gonna be able to tell a difference or not. We'll see. I'm almost hoping that you can't really tell much of a difference, because we're going into the weekend and I don't really want to look like a crazy person, but for the sake of the video, I will. I'm just hoping they both turn out good. So I think that's pretty much all I have to say about both of them in comparison. They're both kind of like a clear liquid as well, so there's really not much difference, I guess you could say. So let's get into the application process. I'm gonna start with one on one side of my face, and then we'll do the other one on the other side of my face. So let's just go. All right, so I'm gonna try to be a little more sparing with my moisturizer, because you guys know I usually put a lot, but since each one is going on only half of my face, I need to be a little bit more careful to only get a little bit on there. So I'm just squeezing some of my moisturizer out, and you guys already know I'm using my DERMALOGICA Active Moist, my all-time favorite moisturizer, probably the one that I will use for the rest of my life because it's everything to me. So I think that should be enough, I hope. So here we go. I put some moisturizer on. I'm gonna do, I don't know if it's too much to do 12 drops because it says to do up to 12, but I'm only doing it on half my face. So this might turn out a little funny. I'll do 10 drops of each just to play it a little bit safe. I don't know if I should do 6 or 12, so I'll do 10. That seems like a good compromise. I still want to be dark, okay? So I'm just dropping my 10 drops into here. Here we go. Oh, by the way, I probably should have mentioned I'm using Isle of Paradise first. Okay, so I just used like the back of a clean brush and I mixed this in, and now we're gonna apply to this side of my face. So here we go. I think I covered every millimeter of this half of my face. And also, I just want to say, it's okay if it's not perfectly down the middle because I don't want to miss a spot. I'd rather like overlap both a little bit than have just like a really pale line down the middle of my face. So it's fine if they overlap a little bit. But now I'm just taking a little bit more of my DERMALOGICA moisturizer, pretty much the same amount. Okay, and I'm doing 10 more drops of the TANOLOGIST ones now. Here it is, and we're just applying to the other side. All right, I think that side is covered now too. So for smell, I feel like both of them don't really have much of a smell, so there's nothing much to compare for both of them as far as the smell goes. Neither of them bother me because, like I said, there's not really much of anything there. They both feel pretty much the same when applying. Like, I feel like it's the same amount of stickiness, which is like not much. Like, of course this side might be a little bit less sticky because this one I just applied. This one went on a couple minutes earlier. But nothing too crazy. Like, my face doesn't feel gross. It actually feels really moisturized on both sides because I used my moisturizer. So I think that's pretty much all I have to compare for right now. I'm very, very nervous to see what this is gonna look like tomorrow. I'm hoping it's not too big of a difference, to be honest, but we will see what happens. As usual, I'm gonna sleep on both of these. And then tomorrow, once I've gotten all my stuff together and I sit down to film, then we will compare. Again, as usual, tomorrow I'm not gonna wear any foundation, probably just my brows, some mascara, and maybe some concealer, maybe just like a spot concealer too, because I have a few little nasty spots on my face. But other than that, no face makeup, so we can see a true comparison of what they look like next to each other. So I'm gonna sleep on this right now, and then I will see you guys tomorrow for the final result and what I think is better. Hey guys, welcome back. It is the next day after applying my self tanners. One little disclaimer that I will say is, under my eyes, if it's like a little bit lighter than the rest of me, that's because I got a little something done under my eyes, and my mom was doing it and she used a bunch of alcohol wipes under there, so I think it took off a little bit of the tan, but it's just a little bit under my eyes. Everywhere else is exactly how it's supposed to look. So I am gonna be totally honest with you guys. I didn't notice a single difference between these two self tanners. Not a single difference. I was literally, this morning especially, when I first took off, or when I washed my face, I was really observing to see if there was anything different on each side, and I honestly think they look exactly the same in color, which is kind of crazy. Maybe this is in my head, but just like looking really, really close right now, I feel like the only possible little difference that I might be able to see, or maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me, I feel like maybe this side is a little bit more like neutral toned, and then this side is a tiny bit more warm. Again, I don't know if you guys can even tell. Maybe it's just me, but that's literally the only thing that I was able to notice. Other than that, it's literally like I put on the same self-tan on both sides of my face. I personally love both of them. I feel like I'm gonna continue grabbing for both of them equally. I don't think this like swayed which one I like more in any way, shape, or form. Like if somebody asked me right now which one of these two I prefer, I wouldn't even know what to tell you because they literally did the exact same thing for me. So the only thing I will say is with the Isle of Paradise, I like that brand a lot because when I was at Sephora and I was buying the body self-tanning water, one of the people that was working at Sephora told me that this is a really clean brand, and instead of using something like a self-tan eraser that has like God knows what kind of chemicals in it, that person told me that I can actually use a lemon to clean off the self-tan and it'll come off just the same. I haven't tested that theory yet, but I really, really like that if that's an actual thing, because I will take any excuse not to be putting so many chemicals on my body when I don't have to be. So I do really, really like that aspect of it. So I don't know if you could do the same thing with the TANOLOGIST, but that's just what they told me about Isle of Paradise, and I really, really liked that about it. So that's just a little fact for you guys. But again, both do the same thing. If you like one brand more than the other, you're not missing out if you buy that facial self-tanner, because my face looks exactly the same on both sides. So you really cannot go wrong either way. Like if you're at Sephora and they don't have TANOLOGIST there, you can grab the Isle of Paradise and it'll do just as good for you, and vice versa. If you're at like Target or Ulta and they only have TANOLOGIST, it's gonna do the same thing that Isle of Paradise does. So either way you go, you are not missing out. They're both amazing self-tanners. Like I really, really like the color that I got from this on both sides. This one is a little bit, like the packaging of this one is smaller. So if you want something that's more like travel friendly, like fits in a smaller bag, maybe go with this, because this one is bigger for sure. But other than that, they both have the same amount of self-tan in them, and pretty much everything is the same. I don't really know what else to say. They're both big winners to me, and I will continue using both of them like it's my job, because they're both freaking amazing. So that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I know it wasn't really that big of a help because they're both really, really good, but it's also a good thing because you can't go wrong either way you go. So please make sure to comment. Let me know if you guys noticed any differences, because I literally see nothing. Like I said, maybe just that one tiny little undertone difference, but it could also be my eyes playing tricks on me because I'm looking so hard at it. But yeah, comment and let me know your thoughts, because I'm curious what you guys think. And if you guys have a favorite, let me know. If there's any other self-tanners that you want me to try, also let me know, because I'm always on the hunt for new ones for the body and the face, so keep me posted. But yeah, comment, make sure to give this a huge thumbs up if you haven't already, and please subscribe to my channel, help the channel grow. But stay tuned and I'll see you guys in the next video.